human trafficking today on Kababayan LA. It's very serious, it's very sensitive, and that's why we're devoting a full show on that. We're going to meet some of the victims today on the show as well. But Nympha, earlier before we paused for break, you said you were going to read something, a finding or recommendation from the U.S. State Department. Okay.
Yes. This is very interesting. This is the Trafficking in Persons report of the U.S. Department of State. And one of the recommendations is to make greater efforts to prosecute and convict public officials who profit from or are involved in trafficking.
Ayan, lumabas na. Public officials in the Philippines are in this business, Tony.
That's almost, State Department will not say that without facts. So it's clear. There's a lot of money involved in trafficking. People have to pay the agency, the traffickers, and then when they get here, they have to also pay they have to share the money. And these agencies may exist because there is some kind of working in cahoots with some officials, government officials, and that has been shown in so many ways because a lot of these agencies, there are over 3,500 agencies in the Philippines.
Recruitment agencies?
Yes.
Okay.
And they continue to exist, and they continue to do this trafficking. Some of them are doing this.
So here is a case, once again, of our public officials. We vote for them in the Philippines, letting us down. Because sila pa yung nangunguna sa pag-exploit at pang-aabuso sa ating mga kababayan through human trafficking. And like I said earlier, we're going to meet some victims today on the show. A very recent story about teachers and na pinangakuan ng trabaho dito sa Amerika, pero pagdating dito, iba pala ang naging trabaho. Victim number 1 is joining us. He is in an isolated place, no? Kaya makakausap natin siya. Hello, magandang hapon sa iyo. Can you tell us your story?
Hi, magandang hapon po. Ang nangyari po sa akin, I heard the story from the Philippines through a friend and some of the family members here in the U.S. That they're looking for teachers abroad. So I was really interested to apply, but there was an agreement that we have to pay $8,000, verbal agreement. There's no paperwork or nothing. They just asked us to send the money. We send the money. We bininta namin lahat ng mga, kung minsan yung mga importanteng bagay sa amin para lang makapadala ng pera. So at that time, all the paperwork were done, and then yun, pumunta na kami rito sa US. Nung dumating kami, wala man lang appointment from the owner of the school na pupunta kami doon para ma-meet namin sila. So we went to the school and then waited there for like hours and hours. The owner of the school was there, but he didn't even know that we are the teachers that he hired at the beginning. So yun, nangyari, walang trabaho. So napilitan kami maghanap ng ibang trabaho. Nalaman namin na may mga caregiver palang agency na nag-hire ng caregiver, so yun, nag-apply kami.
Alright. At yun ang nakakalungkot, Nympha and Tony. Imagine, pinagkakapitagan kang guro sa Pilipinas and gusto mong pumunta sa Amerika para makapagturo, para kumita ng malaki. Pagdating dito, naging caregiver. Not that there's anything wrong with being a caregiver, pero meron pang ibang mga kaso na iba yung pangakong trabaho sa Pilipinas. Let's talk about that. Planting pine trees.
Yes, this is a case handled by Attorney Ernedo Valera in Washington, D.C. of the Migrant Commission in D.C.
Okay.
Yes. They came here, these Filipinos came here as hotel workers, and they ended up planting pine trees in Mississippi.
Ang layo?
Yes, and they got paid $2 per pine tree.
Okay.
Way below the minimum wage.
Tony, pagdating dito, gaya ng sinabi ng victim number 1, no, binenta na nila lahat sa Pilipinas. So, kumbaga, medyo parang wala na rin silang babalikan doon. So, they're forced to make it work here. What kind of relief is available to them?
Well, first of all, they have to find a job because they could not go home even though they want to. They are full of debts. The money that they spent in coming here was not only that as a result of the sale of their property, but also part of that is also
Savings.
and
Okay.
debt.
Debt, okay.
So they have to work, find whatever is found here. So the most important thing is that if there is that case, they have to call FNC because once we determine that that is a trafficking, there is a relief in that.
We need mapaprosecute yung mga recruiters at magbabayad sila ng danyos at makakakuha itong mga biktima.
That's right.
Very quickly, because we're running out of time, victim number 1, anong plano mo ngayon?
Yung pinaka-purpose namin na lumabas is to get our paper back, to get working permit and get a visa again.
Okay, thank you. Because Tony, you mentioned the first thing is to get a job. At alam naman natin dito sa Amerika, pag wala kang work visa, wala ka rin kapupuntahan. We have more victims to talk to when we return on the show. Don't go away.